Hey, Josh.
Hello, Jack.
So, did you see Solo?
Oh, yeah, I loved Solo. It's really great.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's my favorite Mario Van Peebles movie.
Do you just carry that around with you?
No.
Oh, it was for the joke?
No. Enough about all that. Let's watch the movies.
Yeah, what do we got today? What do we have? What's going on?
Well, let's watch this movie.
It's right there.
His wife is dead. He's paralyzed. Now comes the kill squad. So there aren't a lot of complete sentences, so just be ready for this.
Okay,
all right.
Give it to me.
He saved them in Nam. Now it's time for payback. Kill squad. Joseph was their officer in Nam. He saved all their lives. They would each die for him. They just might all die. Joe needs help. He's called out the kill squad. That's as good as I can get it. That many ellipses in one sentence is very impressive.
I think I understand what's happening.
Okay, I can explain a little more.
Oh, please.
Joseph and his wife Joanne are viciously attacked in their home. She's raped and killed.
Oh, no.
He's shot and paralyzed.
Double danger.
Mm-hmm. Larry, his best friend and ex-squad member from Nam, calls out the rest of the squad. After all, they all owe him their lives.
How does Cameron Mitchell get these roles where he's like starring in the movie but then doesn't actually have to do anything in the movie?
The only lead they have to start checking out is the name of the leader, Dutch. Cameron Mitchell. Everywhere they go, when they ask about Dutch, the people are reduced to trembling animals. Tiny dogs and cats and hamsters.
Magic. This has magic in it.
Very strange.
It's like that scene in Willow.
Fighting as if cornered and their very lives are at stake. Fight after brutal fight, they continue looking for Dutch, so they can't find him. So this is how it's going to work. Yeah. Their numbers being reduced by the bodies of buddies they have to leave behind. An excellent car chase ending in a fire explosion, and we find our kill squad almost desperate, but determined to finish the job.
Look, I got 10,000 tarantulas coming in from Arizona. I got 5,000 scorpions flying all the way in from Mexico. And centipedes, can you believe this with your own ears? I've got 3,000 centipedes coming in from Death Valley. Cut the crap, Papa. Hey, it's no bull. I wouldn't lie to you about 3,000 centipedes.
That's a line.
It's fair.
Oh my
God! We don't need any students around here gonna rat on us and get us in trouble, do we?
Hell no.
Where the hell is he?
Hey, looking for me?
You fell off a building! Onto a car. Ryan's Babe. All right, so this is Ryan's Babe. This is the road movie that doesn't know where it's going.
Oh, man.
Classic boner road comedy. What was the end-all boner road comedy with Tom Green in it? Was it just called Road Trip?
Yeah.
Videonomicon proudly presents for the first time on DVD Ray Ramea's road trip cult classic, Ryan's Babe.
We all know about it. Classic.
Cult classic, right up there with Racky Horror. A good heart and bad luck will get you nothing but trouble. That's what Ryan discovers the hard way. Like a boner.
Yeah. Dicks. Yeah.
Dicks. When he thought hitting the road would solve all of his problems, instead it was just the beginning. Ryan, Bill Levasseur, from The West Wing.
Oh!
From getting carjacked at gunpoint, being mistaken for a mobster's son, to a run-in with cheerleaders intent on vigilante justice.
Wow.
Ryan barely escapes one mess before landing in the middle of another.
Oh, boy.
Oh, you can't win. Finally able to go home, Ryan... Whoa. What?
No, just I was wondering where he was going. Because it's a road trip movie.
Usually you have a destination.
Going from a place to a place. And I hadn't heard until he said right there to go home.
Well, he's going home.
Yeah, from where?
From where? Or to where? Did he go somewhere and then go back home?
What? What? What?
What?
What?
Wait.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Wait.
What?
But what is this?
What?
Where are we now? Wait, what is happening?
Wait.
What? But why? Oh, God.
What?
What's happening?
Why not just
What?
leave him alone?
Wait, what?
What?
Where is he?
What? Who? Huh?
What is going on?
What is happening? Why? Where? How did we get here?
Go home now.
But what?
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 Wait, what?
Why is this happening?
What?
What? He doesn't even look like he gives a shit. What?
Are you okay?
Just don't leave me.
This movie is called Demonwarp, starring the heavenly George Kennedy.
Ah, most famously known from the Naked Gun series or Police Squad.
A vengeance-crazed hunter searching for his daughter. 5 youths stalking an inhuman mutation. They have just stepped into the alien-spawned realm of Demonwarp, and a wave of unearthly terror is about to begin.
So the demons are aliens.
No.
Okay, you're right.
Or
Yes.
maybe?
Okay, you're right.
Because the Demonwarp is a realm,
Oh, it's a realm.
which is alien-spawned, which may or may not have anything to do with the vengeance-crazed hunter or the 5 youths, or the inhuman mutation, or the daughter.
There's a lot to pack in.
Enter a primeval world of future shock and alien terror. Demonwarp, a transmutation into terror. They went for it. They're going for it in this fucking thing. Jesus.
A transmutation into terror.
I have so many questions, and I don't...
That was just the front of the
That was
box.
just the front.
I thought that was the whole thing.
Stir you around like a soup.
You know, it occurred to me, I don't think, Jack, that you have ever introed the movies. I don't know if you ever have.
I'm sure I have.
Have you?
I don't know.
Well, tonight we watched 3 movies. The first one was Kill Squad.
You blew it. You are dumb.
Josh, why don't you explain Kill Squad?
Oh,
it shouldn't be hard because there's basically 3 scenes over and over.
Basically I could explain it by retitling the movie to Kick Squad. A fella and his wife, they're good business people having good business times.
Our company is doing so good, Joanne. You know, this quarter will surpass last quarter in gross receipts, with new orders coming in every day. And next quarter will be even better.
Business.
Who cares? Where's
General business, but good. Numbers go up.
I am a businessman. You are a disinterested wife.
As far as I'm concerned, the company can do without your friend, Mr. Pearson.
Why, Joanne? Is it because he's black?
That's just what the wife said.
I wasn't expecting such biting social commentary. Is it because he's black?
Let's not gloss over that.
Why not? The movie does.
We were just about to gloss over the fact that his wife is pretty racist.
You know what? We don't actually have confirmation on that. It's that he thinks she's racist. He might throw that shit at her all the time.
It's true. He could be completely off. We don't know, and we'll never know.
We'll never know.
Because she gets fucking killed immediately.
All of a sudden, there's a gang led by Cameron Mitchell. They break into the house, shoot him, rape and kill her. Moving on.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Okay, just kind of like to sit through all of it. That's great.
Didn't have to be an awkward 15-minute scene.
Yeah.
Any nudity is good, regardless of context.
Larry, the guy who helps Joe, the businessman, run his business.
The black man.
The black fellow.
Who the wife may or may not like
Might
because of his blackness.
She does not like him. We don't know why. So.
What's not to like about Larry?
This is a rejection slip, man. I know that. Why are you rejecting the tool? Because it wasn't built to our specifications.
one of the employees is mad because he's too lazy to make the tools they're manufacturing up to specifications.
Yeah.
When the boss insists he makes the tools right, a kung fu fight breaks out between the employees and the boss.
Look at all the fighting in this movie.
Yeah, karate.
We need more.
This is insane that they're having a karate fight right now.
It's the world's greatest work dispute, really.
This is like 5 minutes into the movie, too.
It's right away.
This fight was so intense that the employee had to run and grab the workplace gun.
Oh my
God! Yeah!
All right, I think we've learned who's in the right and wrong here. Only dipshits shoot their own foot.
That was amazing.
In its designated slot.
That was the OSHA regulated gun.
Yeah,
Needs to
that's
be at
where you
every
store it.
workplace. Yeah,
You've got the eyewash station, you've got the gun area.
of course.
Totally.
Just like every business has.
They apparently skimped on the training for the gun, though.
What a wonderful scene. So Joe, the businessman from the beginning, whose wife is dead, had been raped and murdered. He is paralyzed, he's in a wheelchair, and he just wants to go to his garden. And so Larry takes Joe to his garden where they have a Vietnam flashback.
Do you ever think about that day, Joe?
All the time.
Joe, right?
Joe?
They make him walk through the minefield.
Just rest his hand on it.
Well, the whole idea is Joe wants his old squad to get back together to help avenge his dead wife, I guess. So
and find out who did it.
And find out who.
take revenge.
They got to look into it. So it is scene after scene of, hey, we found Guy. Oh, he's in a situation with other people and has to kick his way out of it. And then we approach him to say, come join the squad.
It's this very surreal pattern.
Yes.
Because this scene after scene, nothing deviates from the all-important pattern.
Because it's lockstep. It really is.
There was a man who was thrown off of a 4-story building?
I think there are 3, but still.
It lands in a car, and he's fine.
What the hell happened, man? You slip or something? If I didn't know any better, I'd say somebody pushed me.
Push you? Who in the hell would want
He
to
fell off a building!
Onto a car.
Not only does he get up and walk after falling off of a 3-story building, then he starts kicking ass!
The people who shoved him off the building, they need to get kicked.
They need to get kicked in the face.
And
He
he's
kicks
there to do it.
he kicks them in the face, and then the rest of the squad comes in to
On cue, right when the
on
kicking's
cue.
done.
Every scene, kick, 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 kick. Oh, the squad comes in to recruit.
Because the pattern is more powerful than the fall. You see, it's the superpower. It's not his superpower. It's the superpower of the pattern.
So the universe this movie takes in
Yeah.
won't accept any actions that deviate from the pattern?
Yes. Yes.
It's like a self-correcting universe.
Absolutely.
Like if the squad wanted to meet up with a member who wasn't in trouble, the second the squad was nearby, trouble would just spontaneously happen because the universe wouldn't allow anything else.
Yes.
And so reality starts rewrapping around the situation. And so suddenly we have to beat you up now.
And they get kicked.
If you think about it, that makes an incredible amount of sense. Why else would that renegade pimp take over that pimp's corner?
Right at that time.
Right at that moment.
I guess I'm not a pimp anymore.
This is where I started to notice that whatever they were doing with their
They
time,
drop immediately.
done.
Yeah.
The universe demands it.
Yeah. We get the gardener, who's definitely being racist at.
I said I finished the front yard, and that will be $23.50, sir.
Ah, come on, buddy. Come on. Would anybody like a little nip?
Is that where everybody at this party just attacks him?
Yeah.
Like men, women, children just start kung fu
Everybody
fighting.
comes after him because he wants to be paid for his work.
The friends come in and take him away.
So much, and he has to stick with the formula so much that he leaves his work truck just sitting in that guy's driveway.
Well, now we need to point out that is almost to the minute the first 30 minutes. And then we reach the next 30 minutes. Again, almost to the minute.
Almost as if it was written and directed by someone who is very particular about things.
Yes. Because now the next 30 minutes is a series of scenes, much like the first 30 minutes is a series of scenes of people getting into confrontation, kick, squad shows up. The next 30 minutes is they go to a place, they interrogate a person, they end up in a kicking fight, and then a sniper shoots one of the squad members and kills him.
5 times.
It just happens over and over and over.
Confront, run, kick, snipe. Confront, run, kick, snipe. Confront, run, kick, snipe.
Break off into 2 again.
You're missing an important step. You're missing a very important step, which is that everyone who works in the place that gets questioned by these guys, as soon as it's obvious that the kick fight is about to start, everyone else who works there immediately joins.
All these employees are loyal to each other.
Extremely fucking loyal.
I'm just here working on my truck. Is that a kicking? I have to protect my friend.
Yeah. You got trouble, Jesse? Plenty. Your troubles are over. Let's get him, man.
Yeah, you think they'd just be like, oh man, those guys want to fuck up our coworker. Oh.
I guess I should call the cops.
We should run away so they don't beat us up.
I don't want to get hurt.
What?
Did he just kill him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that guy was just innocent.
Yeah.
He just worked there.
He just saw them beating up one of his coworkers and tried to help.
Yeah.
So this is the next 30-minute chunk, and the whole idea is that they're trying to track down, what is it, Dutch is the guy's name?
Yes.
Dutch is the guy that pulled the trigger, but ultimately, and this is important, they want to find out who hired him to pull the trigger.
Because he's just a working man, and that's his job.
Yeah.
And for all this next 30-minute scene, when someone is sniped, we keep seeing like a masked figure.
We see the sniper. And
we see it all in black. He's got a ski mask on, and
we 5 different times.
Yeah, and we do see Cameron
Magically
Mitchell at
shows
one
up.
point in a phone conversation. He's got a rifle. We're just like, oh, it's Cameron Mitchell, it's the sniper.
He's wearing a mask because they didn't have Cameron Mitchell there every fucking day.
And he's not going to do stunts. He's not going
to do stunts.
He's not going to climb up a water tower. That's not Cameron Mitchell.
There were times it would have made far more sense for the sniper to just shoot all of our heroes.
Oh yeah, that's something that needs to be pointed out.
Before shooting his own henchmen.
Every single time
opportunity.
he shoots just one of them.
Yeah. He's got every opportunity in the world.
He can't deviate from the pattern.
When the one of them gets shot, the other one just like...
Yeah, that's the thing. Maybe he wants to shoot the other ones, and the universe is forcing him not to.
I gotta go.
And now I gotta scale down this wall, I guess. I have no control over my body.
Like, this is the scene when the sniper gets unmasked, and they make a point of not showing it, and it was like a tease, and it was kind of jarring because before then you're thinking he's wearing a mask because they didn't have Cameron Mitchell to shoot.
Clearly, the sniper is supposed to be Cameron Mitchell.
The second there's a tease, it's like, oh wait, there's a mystery.
Why is there a mystery?
Why is there a mystery?
Yeah.
And we suspected it was Joe, the guy in the wheelchair.
Well, the idea is so stupid that I think somebody suggested it as a joke.
Yeah. Rich, are you saying that the universe rewrote itself to the stupidness of the movie?
That rewrote us, Jack, watching it. Because we were supposed to have suspicions, and even though we didn't, the universe of this movie sucked us in.
Yeah. So, spoiler, Joe was the sniper.
What?
He wasn't really crippled. He has this whole stupid backstory as to why he was killing off all of his friends.
You dare ask me why? This is why.
Oh, he
was upset that he had to go through the minefield, even though his squad couldn't do anything about that.
He was upset that the Vietnamese forced him to walk through the minefield.
And it was their fault
It was
somehow.
the squad's fault.
Why'd you have him shoot you or pretend to shoot you? For the sake of an audience that wasn't watching?
Oh yeah, well, okay, so that's the whole movie, but we do have to mention Cameron Mitchell, because we barely mentioned him.
Barbecue time, everybody!
No, this is before the reveal that Joe is the killer. They go to Cameron Mitchell's swinging pool party that he's having.
It's just Larry by this point.
Yeah, that's right. Larry's the only one that hasn't been killed in the squad. Everybody's just getting thrown into that pool.
But luckily, they all have the same super weakness, which is as soon as they enter the pool, they're done.
They just can't get out.
They're out.
So much so that you can actually see one of the stunt guys like watching them film.
He didn't realize he was on camera.
And then as soon as he realizes he's on camera, he tucks his head.
I'm injured.
Well, you saw when some of them they thought the shot was over and they started to get out.
Wait, no. There's a lady that's walking by. She's just got a punch bowl and she's like, ah, fuck.
She just walked in. She was just there for the party. She didn't mean to be in the shot. That was an accident. She wasn't expecting it.
That was actual craft services for the movie.
I have Mr. Mitchell's spike.
That's the thing. It feels like the whole movie is building up towards Cameron Mitchell, and then he just gets shot. He's done.
That's the pattern, though. They get to get shot before they have a full reveal. That's
the strict pattern that we cannot deviate from.
It's like the opposite of Run Lola Run. Like different things can't happen.
Oh God! So it's that Terminator movie where the universe blows up anyway.
Yeah. Oh yes, Terminator 3.
Yeah.
Hey, remember that no fate but what you make thing? Ah, fuck that. We're all gonna die.
Barbecue time, everybody!
Ryan's Babe. We're gonna talk about Ryan's Babe now.
Thank God it's not me.
No, this is Rich Evans.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Did you do that to me?
Before you talk about it though, can we talk a little bit about our decision to watch it?
It was just a wild card.
We expected road movie boner comedy.
I mean, you look at that cover.
Look at the cover.
Look at that cover.
Comedy thriller. The fuck does that mean?
The fuck is a comedy thriller?
It should be comedy thriller.
Yeah.
or comedy thriller?
I'm pretty sure like
whatever they describe it as should end in question mark.
Hey, you want to go for a beer?
Okay.
You're buying. Wait. Come on, let's go.
Rich, explain Ryan's Babe.
How am I supposed to explain something that has no noticeable structure?
Start from the beginning.
Okay,
and go where you go.
No, let's explain it. And before we talk into how nonsensical and weird it is, as it went along, we kind of understood it a little bit better.
Yeah.
So explain the basic story before we get into the weirdness.
Just the basic story is there is a man named Ryan. Mm-hmm. And when we first meet him, he's driving down the road, and a woman takes him hostage.
Go!
And then they're just friends.
I'm Sally. That's not my real name.
Ryan.
What's happening?
We should be there by 10 o'clock in the morning.
So now they're just friendly?
Let's get going.
This is the quickest case of Stockholm Syndrome I've ever seen. And then they have a pleasant dinner.
Son-in-law of the late senator was taken into custody.
Why is there a TV directly in front of their table?
Evidence suggests it was Westgard who heavily drugged his wife Krista, the senator's daughter, to implicate her in the murder of her mother, so he could inherit the Adamson family fortune.
And then she hears on the news that she's innocent of the crime she's been accused of, and then she just lets him go. So what do they say that has her so upset? She's no longer a suspect?
She's no longer a suspect.
She didn't kill her mom, so everything's great. Cool, but yeah, he's trying to get out of the movie.
It's his car! What?
We're not even 10 minutes into the movie.
You stay with me, please.
What is happening?
And then he drives some more, and he meets somebody else, and something wacky happens, and then he gets kidnapped by somebody, and then he goes somewhere else, and then he gets a job, meets a woman, and then 3 months have gone by, and then the woman drugs him and rapes him, and then he's an exotic dancer, and then he goes somewhere else, then he has lunch, and then he goes somewhere else, then his stalker has lunch with his mother, and then he goes somewhere else, but in the meantime he's at the Grand Canyon, and then he goes somewhere else, and then the movie ends.
But Rich, what's his relationship with his stalker?
He doesn't care how much he hurts me. He just doesn't care.
Oh, he's completely indifferent towards her until he decides he loves her.
I love you with all my heart and soul. I'm committed, willing, and ready to do anything for you, Ryan. Why are you so polite and indifferent?
This is a movie about Ryan and his wacky road trip of doom. Yeah. And then
Cult classic.
Wacky road trip of doom is the best way to describe this movie, Reg. That's perfect.
So the movie obviously opens with a man about to murder a woman in the woods.
I'm gonna have some fun, Miss.
In our boner comedy?
I would say no hints that the movie's supposed to be a comedy, but I don't think there's any hints that the movie's supposed to be a comedy the whole way through.
No, because it's not a comedy.
It's not a comedy.
Her security guard tries to murder her.
Not on her side.
And then she turns the tables on him.
Yes.
And flees out, and that's where she meets up with Ryan, and she carjacks him.
Ryan, who we don't know who he is, we don't know anything about him at this point. She just gets in his car. I assumed that this was going to be about them like forming a relationship.
Yes!
But that's just like a little anecdote.
The setup is clear from here, right? I mean, she's taking him by gunpoint. All right, he's gonna be her hostage, but they're gonna go on adventures together. And you know what? They're gonna get close. They're gonna learn about each other.
Does anybody remember the movie The Chase with Charlie Sheen?
Yes.
That's what this is.
That's what it.
No, that's what it feels like.
That's what it was going to be for
it
that
starts
5
off
minutes.
It's like
with that
Charlie
idea.
Sheen, he kidnaps Christy Swanson, and then they form a bond, and you realize that, oh, there's more to him than we thought. He's not just a thug.
But it's super accelerated because we thought there would take some time there.
No.
The thing is, the movie already
shot.
No, listen.
Next shot, they're
Rick,
friends.
Wait.
She hears that she's innocent, and she lets him go.
Well, and then it turns out that she's completely inconsequential because then she's out of the movie.
Forever.
She leaves him a nice note first that he reads right before the mafia mistakes him for another mafia boss's son and kidnaps him.
But because they think he's a mafioso's son, then he leaves the mafioso's son in a truck and ends up on the side of the highway, which leads him to his next misadventure where he gets picked up by a truck. Where it's like
none of it really matters.
Nothing matters.
None of it really matters.
Nothing
But so
really
I want to go. I want to
matters.
stop back to it because we start basically in the middle of at the beginning of Act 2.
You can't.
And then we have to circle all the way back around.
You can't
because-
analyze this like acts.
Yes, I can.
You explain it by detail. I'll come back. I'll be back in an hour. And then when you're still talking about the third segment in the movie, I'll be coming back.
The third segment, which is the 42nd act, which leads into the 22nd act, which leads into the third act.
Fuck it, you're in charge, man. You deal with it. You deal with that shit. I don't need this in my goddamn life. You think I need Ryan's babe in my fucking life?
I do, Rich.
Think I want
You
to
wouldn't shut up
explain
about it.
the Inception flashback within a flashback within a flashback?
We haven't even got to that.
Talk about that?
Before we even know what's happening. We're still with the woman that holds him hostage, and then we cut to a flashback of him and his bike getting run over. And we're like, where are we?
Tell her to fuck off.
Now you lost your girlfriend too?
Go away.
What?
Are you okay?
Just leave me.
Do you remember when he was kidnapped?
I don't remember why.
Wait, what?
Wait,
what?
Oh, she faked it?
wait.
Is that what's happening?
No, is this a
No.
flashback within a flashback?
I think it's yeah.
Whoa, what?
I think that's him when he's a kid.
What?
Oh, wait.
And he's remembering when his bike
Got run
over, and that gives him sympathy for the girl.
And then she steals money because she's crazy to buy him a bike.
Hey Ryan, look what I've got. Wow.
I think what the movie is trying to say is that Ryan is enabling her by being like, oh, you fixed my bike, thank you, we're gonna be friends, and then he leaves without a...
Wait, Ryan, I want to ride too. Ryan.
I think it's supposed to be that he's like kind of enabling her like weird relationship with him. It does it so poorly that it just comes across like she's obsessed with him and he's dismissive of her.
I mean,
She is obsessed with him.
She's toxic. She's awful.
He's just trying to go out on a date with his girlfriend, and then she comes by to get in the way.
Yeah.
And then we flash forward, because it's already in the flashback, to him on a date with his girlfriend, and then she comes by on her bike to try and interfere with the date.
And she goes
And then
through...
she gets hit by a car, and then we flash forward, but it's still not forward enough that we're not in a flashback, and she is trying to commit suicide.
She took a bunch of the sleeping pills. Take her to trauma.
What is happening?
Wait.
Wait.
Obsessed stalker girl tries to kill herself.
In our boner comedy road trip movie.
Look at the cover for this movie.
A lady attempts suicide.
Ryan! Is Ryan there?
There's no one here.
No one loves you.
Oh, well, and then her dad discovers what's going on.
I want to see my little girl. He's somewhere in the city, and I'm gonna find that son of a bitch.
No, Bill.
The best performance in the film.
Oh boy. Is there an Oscar for ADR?
Your boy drove my little girl to kill herself.
Now my son will
I don't
never.
need no lectures. Now get the hell out before I throw you out.
Remember in the room that one line where the mom's like, I have cancer, not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole movie.
That's the funny thing is we watched the interview after with the director, and he talks about how like, oh, we shot for the sake of like, you know, keeping the production going along. We shot the whole movie without sound, and we dubbed it all later, which is
explains a lot.
It's not horribly uncommon. It's usually done better.
I'll have another one, Jim. No more today, Bill. Please escort this gentleman to the door.
Wait,
Whoa.
what? What? He just said two people's lines.
He did. I'll have another drink. No, you're cut off. Like that all happens out of the same mouth.
It comes out of the same mouth. And then there's like, and then there's just lots of really weird dialogue.
Hey, Ryan, I've been looking everywhere for you. I knew you'd be here.
It should be pointed out that the writer and director is an aged Indian man.
No, the writer and director is an alien. He comes from the same planet as Tommy Wiseau and Neil Breen.
Yes.
They've all come to Earth to make American movies, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Oh, they really don't, and they go for it 100%.
Yeah, I wonder if this would be funnier on second viewing, because first viewing, we were mostly just baffled.
Yeah.
Like, I looked over at Rich, and it was like the exact same reaction you had to Faust when there was, like, gross body horror happening, where you're like...
But with less behind it, we're just like, ah.
Well, it's like we haven't, and I don't even know if this is something that we can vocalize. There is such a lack of internal logic to the movie. Why Ryan gets from point A to point B is never explained, makes no sense.
Well, the whole idea is that he leaves Saskatchewan because the father of the weird stalker suicidal girlfriend wants to kill him.
I'm gonna find that bastard and kill him.
But I'm still gonna find your son of a bitch and kill him.
The minute I see that son of a bitch, I'm gonna kill him.
When I find that son of a bitch, I'm gonna blow his head off. When I find that son of a bitch, I'm gonna blow his head off.
There's no overarching goal. He's not trying to get anywhere.
Yeah.
He just leaves and random things happen to him.
Oh, by the way, keep the sweater.
It would be great if he was like trying to accomplish something while all this wacky stuff happened to him.
Yeah, there's no...
I've got to get here.
Right.
That's
and
it.
all these wacky complications get in the way, like every road trip movie ever.
That's all. You need one line.
I've got to get to my sister's wedding.
He's working at a restaurant.
What?
No, the
Just
movie
to go.
just stumbles into a storyline that starts to blossom, and then the movie then stumbles out of it and just completely forgets it exists.
And there's never a payoff for any of it. It's just, this part is done.
He's fine. He doesn't even look like he gives a shit.
Well, now we need to talk about the reoccurring themes that happen throughout the movie. The first one being that the filmmaker has a piss obsession. He loves watching his lead actor piss in awkward positions.
Down on your knees.
No, that's not... Oh, God, come on.
Do you know how peeing works?
Why'd you make me go down on my knees?
Because it'll be harder for you to run away.
What does she care if he runs away or not?
Someone's got to be paying. Someone's got to
Preferably
be
with
watching.
somebody
him.
watching.
Keep the door open.
Somebody watching or telling him how to piss.
Yes.
Get down on your knees because it'll be harder for you to escape while I watch you piss.
Don't close the door because I have to see you piss.
Yeah.
Beauty of the world, the paragon of the animals, in action like an angel. But angels do not have to piss.
I love Shakespeare, and I'm also watching you. So keep the door open while you piss, and I talk about Shakespeare.
And that's how we knew the structure was changing, because at the end, at one point, he's about to piss. He doesn't have time to piss. He's got to move on.
Every little segment is its own.
You're not
little...
buying a second of this, are you?
I'm trying to catch up.
Well, the other running theme is Ryan being drugged. Ryan gets drugged 5 or 6 times throughout this movie. He either gets a needle that makes him pass out, or he gets like a roofied. Yeah. He hitchhikes. He gets it in a truck with a guy, a truck driver, who roofies him.
I know that. I'm sorry, but the guy looked like my kid brother Billy. Just couldn't leave him on the side of the highway.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
But don't worry about it. I put the baby to sleep. Hey, buddy.
Wait, he drugged him, but the drug only lasted 5 seconds?
He'll take care of you.
And the guy says, all right, get out. And then Ryan starts working at a gas station diner.
Hey, guys, look. That's the guy that attacked Jenny on campus. It's totally him.
Wait, what?
Look at him. That's the guy.
That attacked Jamie?
Here you go, dude. It's not much, but, well, it's a place.
And now he's getting an apartment? What?
After
Where
work.
is he? He decides to get an apartment some completely random place that he just started working in a diner at that day for no reason.
And then
he just walks into a diner and says, "Can I work?"
He didn't walk into the diner. We didn't see him walk into the diner. He just works there now.
You don't even know how long he's worked there. You never know that.
That's just his life.
Yeah.
That's just where he is. So these women say
the universe in this movie just decided he works at a diner now.
And he gets an apartment from, I think, the guy who hired him at the diner. Sure. But I'm not entirely sure. So he goes to this apartment, which is kind of furnished. Again, there's a bed. And
but
so
then those girls from the diner show
They
up.
break in, and they're like, hey, motherfucker, hit him with a frying pan.
Well, for no reason, they're wearing cheerleader outfits.
And masks.
Well, they also drug him, because that's the other running
because
theme.
you got to drug him.
Because they want to cut his dick off.
We should cut his dick off, and then we hang it here. When he wakes up, he'll see the hanging dick. Who's he gonna tell his story to? The police?
Jenny's on her way over. We should probably wait for her.
Fortunately, they have the presence of mind to bring in the rape victim before they cut his dick off.
And she's like, whoa!
It's the wrong guy! That guy had like a half an inch of hair when I tried to grab it. There's no way he could have grown this much hair in 2 days. Lucky he didn't cut his dick off.
What do we do? Come on, guys, what do we do?
Why don't we take him out of state and dump him in the mountains?
Why not just
Leave him alone!
You were wearing masks! He doesn't know you! What is happening? You don't know him! He's at the Grand Canyon and he says, well, fuck, I guess I'm here now. I guess I'll find another job.
And then he befriends a prostitute with a small child.
Yep.
And then this is and then.
What?
What is this? What's happening?
$1,000. Hey, look. Okay, I was up there. Great. You mean you won? Right. $20,000. Great.
What is this, the lottery? What is happening?
Well, listen, come with me.
Where are you also? Are you at your bar? Did you win $20,000 at your bar, the bar you work at? Also, your girlfriend is breaking up with you and is a hooker and doesn't like it and is having an abusive time. Like, what? What is going on?
What is happening?
You're expecting like a setup and payoff thing. The scene starts and he goes, I won $20,000.
And then he goes to an office where they give him $20,000.
And then he gives us $20,000 to the prostitute that he just met.
Well,
because she needs to go back
her
to school.
husband took her and her daughter hostage off camera.
And he killed himself in the apartment off camera. So these characters are traumatized for life. This girl.
This all happened in the space of a minute.
As we're talking about this, I'm like, this didn't happen.
Yeah.
This isn't a movie.
Yeah.
We didn't see this.
This all happened.
But it did happen. It's real.
You know, this situation's a little bit crazy for me. I have to go home and get into a relationship with my stalker.
Well, no. But before he does that, he says, you know what? This is pretty fucking crazy. Like, you're a prostitute and your husband just got murdered by the cops. Yeah. I'm going to go be a stripper. So I'm going to go be a stripper.
Wow, that worked quick.
Everyone must like you.
Wait, what?
They drugged him.
They drugged him and put him in her room?
Yeah.
So this old lady raped him?
That's what it looks like.
Just like Mike. He asked me to stay around until after she was married. It's the only thing he asked me before he died.
And you...
Who are you?
What happened?
How did I get here?
Is this supposed to be a sentimental scene?
Yes.
Is this supposed to... I don't get what any of these scenes are.
I better get going.
No. Hey, cowboy, you're in no condition to go anywhere. Let's just get some rest, okay? I both need some rest.
That was insane. That right there was the most insane part of this movie. Like the sentimental conversation after she drugged and raped him that he was okay with.
Yeah. Oh, and she's giving him money. Okay. So the end of the movie, Ryan leaves whatever dumb bullshit he's in and decides that he loves the
God.
He decides he wants to enable the suicide girl.
Listen, don't hang up. Okay, I'm gonna be home in about an hour. Stay there, okay? I'm coming home for you, babe.
She's Ryan's babe!
Of course she's Ryan's babe, because
Jack, she's always been Ryan's babe.
crazy!
Their entire relationship is incredibly unhealthy. And I thought that was going to be the purpose of the movie, is like she has a psychopathic obsession with him to the point where she's willing to steal, injure herself, injure people around her just for him.
Like his experiences with other troubled women have made him realize that emotionally he needs to keep his distance from this woman.
Sure. Or maybe like on her end, like she's learned like, oh, I took it too far. I've acted inappropriately. Let's maybe just be friends or start over.
Yeah, it's a portrait from top to bottom of bad relationships.
Well, the message is, you know what? If you're if you know someone that's really like creepy and unhealthy, just give them a chance.
You know what? She will do anything for me. Yeah, I guess that's pretty good.
That's true love. At the very least, we don't get the scene with them like embracing at the end.
Sure.
Because
Ryan is
because
a
we
fucking
don't get
idiot.
it end.
Because Ryan is a fucking stupid motherfucker.
He's gonna say no this time because he's learned his lesson. And fuck you, Ryan! Fuck you and your fucking Canada fuck!
And this is the perfect fucking spot for a great joke. To just pull up and say, hey, you're in trouble? Bye.
I've learned my lesson.
I learned my lesson about getting involved with strangers.
Guess who didn't learn shit?
He didn't learn anything.
I'm gonna go walk into the other room briefly, just to see if something insane happens.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Something insane is gonna happen.
Oh, wasting cigarettes.
Something insane is gonna happen, Rich.
Something insane is gonna happen.
Does the movie know that you're about to leave?
Something insane started to happen! Something insane started to happen!
Yep.
As soon as you left! The movie knows!
You know, I think I figured it out.
Really?
I think this movie was made by NASA.
Okay.
I'm
listening.
This is like they took about 20 different movies and put them in a vacuum chamber and sealed them all up for like the astronauts to consume in space. Because you just take all these movies, you just suck all of the details and air out, you compress an entire movie into a 2-minute vignette.
Oh.
And then you just get them all on one DVD so the astronauts can bring them all up to the moon.
We get a hostage movie, we get a love story, we get a Magic Mike-esque strip club sequence.
If we just let this out in the air for a bit, it's going to expand into about 20 different DVDs.
Just add a little water.
my booze.
Don't be so superstitious, all right? Don't listen to her.
I don't like this car. I don't like this color green.
I like the color green.
It's blue.
I like your car.
That is a blue car.
Oh, it's got a new engine this spring and runs well.
I feel incredibly bad for Demonwarp. Ryan's Babe.
I feel incredibly bad for us.
That's the right
answer.
Was a little life-changing for me. Like, I feel like we've hit another level.
It was like discovering. It was like a scientist discovering a new life form, a new species, and then after that being like, oh, that's a turtle. I've seen a turtle before.
Right, and it's like, oh, that's a kind of a weird-looking turtle, but it's just a turtle.
No. I've been to outer space and back, and now I'm at a McDonald's.
This is life on Mars.
Yeah. I think what I said while we were watching, maybe it was while watching Demonwarp, because we were talking about Lord of the Rings off camera earlier, and I was like, it's like the end of Return of the King when they go back to the pub. Nobody around us understands what we've been through.
They'll never know. We can never explain it.
We're changed. Some wounds will never heal.
Yeah.
That's this movie. This is Mount Doom, and this is going back to the little Hobbit community.
And it's nice. We all feel the warmth, but we're just not the same people.
It's not the same. It doesn't have the same effect on you.
I really feel like after this, and Surviving Edge Weapons, I feel like we're really winding down the shows.
So what you're saying is this is the last episode of Half in the Bag that we'll ever do, or Best of the Worst. Whatever show this is.
This is the last episode of Half in the Bag.
You know what? I'll say it. This is the last episode of Half in the Bag I'm ever going to be on. I'm done. I quit.
Glad to be with you, Samwise Gamgee. Here at the end of all things.
You don't even know how to start this, do you?
Jack, why aren't you talking about Demonwarp yet?
Demonwarp has some stuff going for it, but maybe if this was our first movie tonight, like Demonwarp.
Oh, Demonwarp.
But
Kill Squad.
Coming off the heels of Ryan's Babe, it was almost just adorable. Like, oh, they had a Bigfoot.
It was fine. Demonwarp is the middle 40 minutes of the movie are just the most adorable remake of Suburban Sasquatch.
So, like, the basic story of Demonwarp is there's a Bigfoot running around in the woods. What's
George Kennedy.
George Kennedy and his daughter get attacked by the Bigfoot. And then a group of kids happens to be renting the same cabin later on.
That cabin, by the way, we got to point out, is the same cabin from Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter.
Was there another connection? Like one of the people behind the scenes?
Oh, yeah. This movie is credited story by John Beegler, who is John Carl Beegler, who directed Friday the 13th 7. He's mostly known as a special effects guy.
But he's connected then to Part 7, not Part 4.
Not Part 4. No.
Interesting.
Tom Savini did the effects for Part 4.
Yeah. But it's hilarious to think that John Beegler one day was just like, oh, what if there was Bigfoots, but they were aliens?
Yeah, that's basically it. What if there were Bigfoots, but they were aliens?
So
that's the movie.
That's the movie.
Oh, and they have zombies.
Oh, and
Zombie
they
minions.
have zombie henchmen, and they're Bigfoots.
It's like a hodgepodge.
Yeah.
Well, let's not all the weird elements. We shouldn't prop up too much because that's in the last like 20
Way at
minutes
the
of the
end.
movie. The most of the movie is people wandering around in the woods.
It's my least favorite B movie trope. When you can't get access to nice locations and you can't build nice sets, you just have all your actors wander around the woods for free for most of your movie.
It's a nice, cheap place to film.
And it's always terrible.
It's disappointing in this movie because it starts off pretty okay.
Yeah, we get a decent Bigfoot. We get a little bit of action, a little bit of, boobage.
We get characters right out of Friday the 13th Part 4. Show
Very
up at the
much
Friday
so.
the 13th Part 4 cabin.
Yeah.
There's some boobs, there's some showering, there's some
But even before that-
horny dudes.
Yeah. Even before that, there's some quality acting. We get George Kennedy bringing some quality acting, just enough to bring you into the movie.
He's fucking George Kennedy.
Yeah.
There's a thing out here. It took my little girl. I wasn't prepared to stop it then, but I'm gonna stop it now.
And we should point out that he's also wearing the same outfit that he wears in Creepshow 2. I think this is just his own clothes. He just showed up to set, and they didn't give him any other wardrobe.
They gave him a hat.
They gave him an ugly yellow hat.
No, they wrote why he wore his ugly yellow hat.
He was just wearing that anyway.
He just showed up with that.
He's like, I'm
When
wearing a
they're
hat,
putting
it's
script-
sunny out.
But I'm ready for it now. That's why I wear this yellow hat, to make it easier for it to see me, because I've got traps all over the place.
There's a setup, and then there's wandering around in the woods.
During which
Payoff, movie's end.
And then there's payoff, and then the movie's over.
And in this, we're still introducing characters, at least a few characters, into this wandering into the woods part. So it's not 100% just the same people wandering around for a while.
It's new people wandering around in the woods.
It's our old people wandering around, and then there's a whole lot of our new person running away from Bigfoot. Yes.
But we get a couple of girls that are super excited to go to this pot farm.
But the pot's gone.
I don't get it. There was a whole crop here. Plentiful patch of pleasure, he called it.
Oh, did Bigfoot eat all the pot?
That's why he's killing people.
He's
got the munchies.
He's got the munchies, yeah.
Oh.
One of those two women was Michelle Bauer,
Yeah.
who is a pretty well-known B-movie scream queen actress from the 80s.
Who has the best scene in the movie, by the way?
What's the matter?
Well, you know, Betsy, when you said someone was gonna make a killing off this stash, I kind of hoped it would be us.
Yes! Make the best of a bad situation!
Not even a response, just immediately.
I guess I could take. Well, well, the director says, I know this scene isn't going anywhere.
Whatever.
Let's just zoom
Just
right in.
stop talking.
That's that shrug of like, well, this is why I'm in the movie. But
so good.
Aside from George Kennedy, she's the most well-known actress in the movie, and she's not even credited in the opening credits. I thought that was really bizarre.
So she's not a name draw. Like our entire name draw is George Kennedy.
Which is weird to me when you think of like the people that run a movie like Demonwarp. It's like teenagers that go into the video store. They're not like, ooh, the new George Kennedy movie.
Yeah. Totally.
No 13-year-old is excited about the latest George Kennedy flick.
We're like some VHS is like, ooh, I get to see Michelle Bauer's boobs again.
Exactly.
Totally.
Like as a kid, I would be excited about that.
Yeah.
I would not be excited about George Kennedy.
No. Oh! Didn't need that, huh?
So he's not killing for food, he's just killing for fun.
I guess.
This is a bigger budget suburban Sasquatch.
Basically.
Why the fuck is this called Demonwarp? I have a question.
Yeah.
Has suburban Sasquatch ruined us for all Bigfoot movies?
Yes.
where we're going through the forest. Every time that Bigfoot on screen, both of you were just like, wow, wow,
We have a really impressive Bigfoot costume. Yeah, it's got a really nice face.
Got articulated mouth.
It's got an articulated mouth, but we could not stop going.
Well, we get one moment in the middle of the movie where a character finds like a zombie.
Yeah, which I loved.
It was interesting because it's like, oh, a zombie. Like, that's weird.
It's like you cross a Romero zombie with a voodoo zombie. And that's what you have.
So eventually, our hero, after the Bigfoot kills some people, finds one of his lady friends who has been zombified.
Yes.
And he
Her
follows
eye is about
her.
here.
Her eye is dislocated.
Yeah. It's bad news. She's dead.
We don't know if she's dead. It's just an eye.
She's dead.
So he follows her to a cave that is full of zombies.
Well, it's full of people in cheap Halloween costumes.
And they show them close up in good lighting that they are just rubber masks.
It's like in Army of Darkness, they have like the really cheap masks that they put in the backgrounds. And then you have the good puppets in the foreground.
Was there a really good-looking mask in the background? Did they get it completely wrong?
Oh, I was supposed to be a no one told me. I was in makeup for 8 hours.
I was just sitting quietly in the background.
And no one oh my god.
Well, we should point out, speaking of that, it's like, you accidentally
this.
catch one of the good masks in the background. There is a sequence right before this with our hero where it like pans over and it looks like a crew member is just in the background of the shot.
But it is someone like, it's not just like a crew member going, whoop. It's someone dressed all in white, shining a big beacon on
I
themselves.
don't know what they're doing.
There.
It's very weird. They're just like sitting there.
Yeah.
He shoots one of them, who turns into a human.
That was great.
That was something we were not expecting, and that was definitely a tangent that could have like gone further, like time-wise, like leaned a little bit further back into the movie.
We needed that type of information to be given to us earlier. In the film.
Because that was a total shock and a really interesting idea.
It's like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, so then we go even deeper into the cave to find out that the zombies are being controlled by an alien with a metal hook hand and a 300-year-old priest.
Yeah.
These zombies are collecting technology to rebuild the alien spaceship so the alien can go back home.
Not only that, they're done.
Right.
They're all set.
And the Bigfoot is a were-Bigfoot created by the venom of the stinger of the alien.
Yeah.
It's got fine ideas, but it is completely ruined by spending half of the running time wandering around the woods.
Right.
The ideas are there, the execution, meh.
Okay, so we've reached that point. I'm taking it over from you.
Oh.
No, you're not.
Oh.
Buddy, come on.
What are you doing? You gotta
I was getting to the wrap up.
The opportunities were given to you, Jack Packard, and you
I gave you your
You
moment.
wasted your chance.
refused.
All right.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, really?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay.
You waited too long. So here's our 3 movies. Rich, best of the worst.
Ryan's Babe. It was.
Don't you feel weird saying that?
I do, but it was a wonderful kind of confusion that kind of left me on the edge of my seat.
Yeah. Well, Josh?
This is hard.
Is it?
The long-standing credo is most entertaining for whatever reason. I was not entertained by this movie.
Okay.
Even though it was so blindingly weird that it had my attention, but I wasn't entertained. I was mostly infuriated.
Sure.
I think I gotta go with Kill Squad. Because of the lockstep patterns, like pulled me in like a good pop song. The repetition just drew me in.
Sure.
It was just Call Me Maybe over and over.
Yeah, like it's catchy. It's catchy, like as
It's the best or worst equivalent of a really solid pop song.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Kill Squad.
All right.
It's totally fair.
Jack?
That's totally fair with Kill Squad, and I think any other night Kill Squad would have it. But I do feel after watching Ryan's Babe, and then finding out that the babe attempted suicide.
Was that the babe? We still don't know who the babe
That
was.
was the babe. Yes, Jay, he was going home to get her.
To the babe.
That's
he
the
met
babe.
multiple babes, though.
She's the only babe that lasts the whole film.
She's the ultra
You
babe.
know the one who stalked him, is creepily obsessed with him, and tried to commit suicide?
babe.
That's the babe.
She's the one.
All right.
It needs to be framed. It needs to be put in a museum.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm also going to go with Ryan's babe.
Yep.
Ryan's babe is up there with, on the back, there's some, what is it, Canucksploitation.com, compares it to The Room. I would also compare it to The Room. I think it needs multiple viewings to really, because look, when we were watching it, we were just like, what the fuck?
Yes.
But now we know what we're getting into. I feel like it might be funnier on repeat viewings. The dialogue is so fucking weird. The situations are so weird. Everything about it is just so, like the best bad movies, it feels like it was made by an alien. They're all made by foreign guys.
Except Neil Breen.
Doctor.
We didn't even mention that. This guy's a PhD. But yeah, no, Ryan's Babe is one of the most baffling things we've ever done on Best of the Worst.
Yes.
And so for that, I got to give it to Ryan's Babe.
Also, special notice that this is a fairly recent movie made in the 2000s.
Yeah.
It's heartwarming to me when we find something that's more recent, because that just means we will never, ever run out. They will,
It still happens.
It still happens.
Yeah. As recently as 18 years ago.
Yeah.
And it could be happening right now somewhere in the world. We don't know.
It almost certainly is.
I don't think any of us want to destroy any of these.
No, Walking Around the Woods is my least favorite trope, but I think the twists are enough.
Yeah, there's enough interesting stuff in it. I think all three of these movies were pretty good.
Yeah.
It was overall an entertaining night. Ryan's Babe, though, like that brought us to a new. That was like the end of 2001.
When I find that son of a bitch, I'm gonna blow his head off.
Hey, Ryan, I've been looking everywhere for you. I knew you'd be here.
I have another one, Jim. No more today, Bill. Please escort this gentleman to the door.
I don't need no lectures. Now get the hell out before I throw you out.
I love you with all my heart and soul. I'm committed, willing, and ready to do anything for you, Ryan. Why are you so polite and indifferent?